Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. This is one I haven't done in a little while. This is going to be the Javelin Wreck of Daymar. How do you find it? Where is it at? And yeah, what's the fastest way there? So I kind of got a little luckier on this run. I didn't have to spend very much time. The whole run, well, I mean, you're going to see it here. It's like 18 minutes long from Grim Hex. And that's stopped a doodle here or there, but mostly it was a pretty clean run. I was able to find the wreck pretty easily. Now, why would I even be searching for this wreck again, even though I've done like 4 or 5 videos on this in the past and previous versions of the game? Well, you know, they've started doing the derelict missions and putting loot boxes in some of the derelicts and stuff that you can find around the verse. Most of them are caterpillars. So I thought, well, maybe they spent some more time on the Javelin Wreck. Maybe they did some loot boxes here. You know, maybe there's a reason to go here other than to see a javelin in pieces on the surface of a planet. If you don't know, this javelin has a story behind it. It was actually sent here to more or less patrol Stanton's system and to get rid of pirates for the most part. And some miners were illegally mining on Daymar, and they went in to break it up, and there was an explosion as one of the mining ships was trying to escape, and it knocked out the engines of this javelin, and the javelin pretty much crashed onto the surface of Daymar, killing everyone aboard. Very tragic. And you know, the story is pretty interesting. There's a couple of people who've done them. I've done the lore on that story before, and then I think the Space Pub or Astro Pub, I'm sorry, has done the lore behind that as well. He does a lot of lore videos, so yeah, you could definitely check those out. But right now, all I'm really concerned is trying to figure out where I need to go to find the Javelin Wreck of Daymar. And I will tell you that there are specific coordinates, and although some things seem like they've changed, they really haven't. You start off by going to Daymar, and then you go to OM3. And really, the best way is to find Bountiful Harvest, then also find ArcCorp Mining 141 and Dunlow Ridge. And you're going to fly a little bit off-center from Bountiful Harvest and more towards ArcCorp Mining and away from Dunlow Ridge. Because if you're at OM3, you're probably closer to Dunlow Ridge than you need to be. So the objective is to get down to the proper coordinates so you can find this Javelin Wreck of Daymar. So I'm going to put the coordinates up here on the screen for you. As you can see, you have to go to 219.7 kilometers from ArcCorp Mining 141, 212.7 from Dunlow Ridge, and 415.8 from Bountiful Harvest. Now, you can use some of the other points of interest to help you triangulate, if you will, where you need to go. And you're going to have to. You're going to have to use Tandem Plains, Wolf Point, New and Waste, those different points in order to find out where to go. But to start, you just need to know how close you need to be to ArcCorp Mining, 141, Dunlow Ridge, and Bountiful Harvest. So, yeah, I'm going to fly down towards the planet here. I'm going at a very fast rate of speed because, well, I'm in a Gladius. It's got some great maneuverability. I know I'm going to slow down before I hit the surface of the planet. You will see me slow down a little bit here to kind of get my bearings and figure out exactly which direction I need to head. For me, it's almost simpler to be near the surface so that you can get a little bit more exact coordinates. Because, I mean, if you're like 10 or 20 kilometers up from the surface, you're not ever going to find the exact coordinates of, you know, the javelin. unless, you know, somebody were to list those coordinates 20 kilometers up. I have not done that. It's just easier for me, like I said, to go down closer to the surface and fly from there. So we are already about 6 minutes into this flight, and you know, it's going to take another 12, well, not even 12 minutes. I bet it took about 15 minutes, because I am going to walk around the Javelin Wreck a little bit and fly around it a little bit. So it really did only take about 15 minutes to find. So once I get down here to the surface, then I'm going to go ahead and get my bearings again. As you can see, I am 405.8 from Tamden Plains. So I know I'm going to have to get a little bit further away from it. ArcCorp mining, I'm 223.5. I need to be at 219. So I have a little bit of room I can go towards it. But then you're going to find out that I'm still quite a ways away from where I need to be by looking at some of these other points. Like Bountiful Harvest, 458.3. I've got to be at 415.8. So I am like 40 kilometers off on that thing. I'm a long ways off. So I'm going to pick a direction here. It's kind of a, I guess, an educated guess. Wolf Point, you know, I need to be a lot further from Wolf Point and New and Waste. New and Waste, I need to be almost 90 kilometers more away. So I have a little ways to fly here next to the surface. Again, you know, just trying to get the bearings, trying to figure out about the best direction to go. And you know what? I probably could have looked at the heading here and said, hey, I'm taking heading blah, blah, blah from this spot. But, you know, maybe I'll do that in a future video, in the next patch or something, where I will go to, you know, one of these outposts like New and Waste and fly from there at a certain heading to find the Javelin Wreck. You know, I could go to the Javelin Wreck and then turn around and look at the heading towards the other waypoints, and that could help as well. You could kind of figure it out backwards, like that. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a video like that. How many of you have ever been to this site on Daymar? How many of you ever been to Big Benny Hinge out in the asteroid field around Yella? I mean, there are all sorts of Easter eggs that CIG have put in the Stanton system. There's also the campfire under New Babbage with the snowmen and presents and the whole 9 yards down there. How many of y'all have seen that one? I have videos up for all those things, and I will be revisiting those sites in the future, as maybe they will do more with them than what they already have. I know with the Big Benny Hinge, they used to have a mission that you could do that would help you discover Big Benny Hinge and, you know, tell the story behind the guy who gets crushed by one of those vending machines at that site. And yes, I still have COVID cough, so I apologize. Hopefully that doesn't sound too loud in your ears. I've also been dealing with my grandmother. Some of you guys from a couple years back know that my grandmother had some issues, and I had to go spend a week or two, pretty much a month, taking care of her. She has fallen and broken her pelvis in a couple places again, so I will be spending a lot of time going back and forth from where I live to where she lives to check on her, make sure she has everything she needs, you know, make sure her house is okay and all of that. So again, making videos may be a little tough over the next month. I'm going to do my best to get out as many as possible. So I do appreciate your guys' patience with me. And we've got a lot of people that are now joining the org again. There's been a real high amount of recruitment coming in, and you guys are awesome. If you want to join the org, that information will be listed in the description of this video. The org's name is Texas on the RSI site, but on our Gilded, it's Texas Space Navy. And there's a whole lore behind that I plan on doing a video for as well. why we have two names. So if you're interested in joining that information will be in the description of the video. Make sure you apply for both Gilded and the RSI site so that we can get you accepted into the org. The org does all sorts of things during the week. There's like a couple times a week there are mining events that a massive amount of people can do. We have people that are mining every day, but we make events out of it where people can go in and go in together and have a lot of fun mining the ores around the Stanton system. We also have cargo hauling days every once in a while. We have dog fighting practice so that, you know, if you want to hone your skills in the skies or in space, we have people that are teaching you how to do that a little better. And then we also have FPS stuff that we'll do on occasion. And of course our org nights on Saturday nights, where we try to get the most part of our roster together and do something fun or enjoyable. Like last week we did racing on Daymar, and this week we're going to try to do Xenothreat if it's ready to go. It's supposed to be out on the 4th, which is Friday, so hopefully Saturday night we'll be able to participate in Xenothreat. So you can see here, I decided I was going to go towards the mountains a little bit more. I know that the wreck is in the mountains, and when I start seeing mountains, I want to check that out. So what I'm looking for now, so again, I want to be 219.7 away from ArcCorp Mining 141, 212.7 from Dunlow Ridge, 415.8 from Bountiful Harvest, Tamden Plains 422.8, Wolf Point I want to be 198, and Noon Waste 156.8. So once again, those are the coordinates that I'm looking for. As you can see here, I am very close to where I want to be. I mean, Bountiful Harvest is pretty close, within 3 kilometers. ArcCorp Mining's within 1 kilometer. So I am really close to the wreck here. And it's probably best to fly in third-person point of view, especially when it's kind of closer to night, like it is, because you'll be able to see more of the skyline, more of the ground. You'll be able to spot this Javelin wreck a little easier, and there it is. So you can see, actually it looks like 13 minutes. It took 13 minutes to find the Javelin wreck. That's not too bad, guys. You know, what's the fastest time you've, gotten here? That could be pretty fun to have a little competition to see who can get there quickest. Maybe we'll do that for an org night, who can get to the landmarks the quickest from certain places. But here you can see the forks of the front of the Javelin, and then the body a little bit further back. Some engines back here, and more engines all the way off to the side. Then we'll also have the bridge over on the other side over here. How many of you, this is your first time seeing a Javelin in the game? Now, of course, there are a lot of CIG videos out there that have the Javelin fighting, because you could see that in the Xenothreat mission, actually. The first part of Xenothreat is Xenothreat threatening that they're coming. Then they do come, and you're supposed to protect the supply ships to repair and rearm and refuel the UEE Javelin that's on station. It's called the Warhammer. And if you get it repaired, it will help you fight in the 3rd stage against a bunch of Idrises. And it's really awesome to see that thing fire. It's got some massive guns that are really nasty. They could shoot a good amount of range and really take down an Idris pretty quickly. So here you can see the bridge. I'm going to get out of the ship and give you a little closer look at this desolated bridge, this gutted bridge here. So do you guys have any plans on coming here or bringing your org here? It could be a really great spot to do an FPS combat mission where you're fighting around the ruins of the Javelin. Maybe put a couple of Carracks or 890s on either side and let everybody have those as spawn beds. And of course you want to bring a bunch of backup equipment. FPS training is a little difficult in verse right now. You might be better off going into something like Arena Commander, Star Marine to practice that. So this is the bridge. You can see going towards the back. There's the hatch that would normally take you down into the body of the ship. There's a console here, console on the other side. Obviously there's no chairs. Maybe people stand there, I don't know. This is the tactical globe, or the tactical hollow globe, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what they're calling it, but you'll be able to see the disposition of ships and stuff in the fleet. You have a couple more consoles towards the front, the captain's chair, and then, well, this is more part of the bridge, but it's obviously buried under rubble and other rocks and things here. So what do you think of the Javelin Wreck of Daymar? Is this a place you want to visit? Bring your friends, your org. You know, is it a place that you would think would be fun to have an FPS fight at? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I really do appreciate everybody that's been tuning into the videos here lately. I haven't done a whole lot of them, but you guys have shown me the love, so thank you very much. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. A lot of you aren't subscribers yet, and I really need to get my subscriber count up. I really would love to do this on a more full-time basis, maybe make this my main job, but I'm going to have to get a lot more subscribers to do that. There's quite a few Star Citizen content creators out there that can do this as a living if they wanted to, because they have that many subscribers. I want to be up in that echelon of content creators, and you guys can help me get there. So please hit that subscribe button. If you leave a comment, it also helps the channel. So thank you so much for that. That's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.